April.
We could do something like that. Let's see. I could design
Hi
it.
guys.
Hey there. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Cold, but good.
Well, Dale and I are here at the church, and we're trying something new.
Oh, what is
The
that?
non-alcohol dark beer.
Okay. What's
Apparently, it's all the rage with the athletes out there to replace electrolytes, and the guy at Carboni's, whatever the liquor store in Hudson, he said, "I get this stuff in, and it's out the door the next day."
Really?
Yeah.
Is it tasty, or I'm not a beer
Yeah.
drinker, but
Yeah,
okay.
it's got a beer taste to it. Yeah.
Okay. They can
You drink it.
synthesize anything now these days, huh?
Behind. Dale wants to know. Dale wants to know what you're drinking.
Just water, actually. I already had enough coffee for today. That's my poison of choice. So
Yeah. Now I'm trying to reduce my non-water intake, but thought I'd try this out.
winter's kind of hard. I want warm stuff, really, but so
I like darks. I like dark beers, and then so this is the season to have them. But
there you go.
how's work going?
Good. I painted the big wall at my parents'. It's like a 15-foot wall today. And I was like, yeah, we're doing great. And then I went to their other house because there's no hot water at the house I'm working at right now. And I was like, oh, I'll take a quick shower, go. And I get in the shower, get my hair all shampooed, and the water quit because the well froze from the barn to the house and there's no water. So luckily I had some water for the plants that I water every week to clean my hair out. And and then I called my dad and I'm like, do the cows have water? Because my brother just left for the Dominican Republic today. So it's like his son is taking care of the cows. And I'm like, he's like, no, that's a different well. I'm like, okay, so I'm not dealing with this. You're in Texas, he's in the Dominican Republic, and I'm here with all this problem. So
I'm trying to get my hair clean.
Right, I know. I'm like, shampoo. So it was pretty funny. So I just laughed, went to the chiropractor, came home, made some lasagna for my son, and that was my day.
Excellent.
So, but yeah. No, the house is coming along. I just need to find some flooring I like so that we can order that. So, we'll see.
Are you having good luck finding your resources needed?
Pretty much so far. I don't know. The flooring might be tricky. I don't want to have to redo all the trim work because it's in really good shape. It's not my favorite color, but I want to, personally, I'd put tile in there if it were me, if I didn't have to do the work, because it's a lot of work. But if I can find some laminate that I like, that would be real easy. So,
boy, I'm seeing laminate all over the place these days. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I have a son-in-law who's been getting gym floors as they're coming out of schools.
Oh, that would be cool.
And he has a Instagram site called Waste Equals. He's based out of Boise, but recently he got the gym floor from Amory. Yeah, he's getting them from all over the country.
Well, gosh, those are like
1.25 inch maple flooring.
Yeah.
And the reason he's getting them is he doesn't want them to go into landfills.
Well, yeah, I would hate for that. We have wood floors because our house is really old, and one of the rooms where we tiled, I still have all the flooring because I wasn't going to throw that away because, I mean, it's 100 years old, so there's no way I would get rid of that. But
he had a house in Boise that was being remodeled, and he took the flooring and pulled all the nails out of it, planed it down, sold it back to the guy. And when the guys were putting the floor in, they said, "Where did you find this wood? We've never had this quality wood." And he said, "From that room over there." That's where. Pretty cool.
I know. The old stuff is just incredible, truly.
That's right, Dale.
Yeah.
The old stuff is really cool.
I mean, no. Yeah, quality. So
no, I know. We were talking earlier. It's just having a little fun.
Awesome. Hi, Claude. Hi, Mitch. I see you guys on here. So is anybody else? I have my screen split. Somebody's coming in. So. And now, were they able to download or print the copies of the bylaws and or the agenda?
Yes.
From the email? They were both on the email that I sent, so. Plus, they're on the website also if they couldn't get them anywhere else, so yeah. Hopefully, I mean, the bylaws, this is kind of what the committee has gone through over the last, since November. I think they had probably 4 or 5 meetings and just updated things. So hopefully, I think although I do notice some formatting issues here, but anyway, that's just me being fussy. Hopefully it all makes sense, and if people have updates or want to add something or we need to reword things, we can figure that out and then we can present that to the board, or to the members.
Sure.
Hey, Misty. Hey, Jerome.
Hi. Just trying to get my camera
Gotcha.
just sits still.
Yeah, I'll look good. That's good. So, yeah. Well, it is 2 after, so we can kind of get started. I think if you guys have the agenda, one of the first things I want to talk to Mitch, and he's on here, he can give us kind of an update of what we have for the programming. I know you mentioned in April we had, is it Michael Palmer on the
Yes.
Zoom? Okay. And that'll be, he'll join us via Zoom live, or will it be recorded? I didn't ask you
It
that.
will be live,
It will be live.
Oh.
Okay.
Cool.
or that's the current plan at least.
Okay, cool. That works. It's April. We still got a little bit of time, so maybe I'll let you start off and chat about what the programming and what you need from us.
So first off, I'm gonna ask you, are we gonna have our summer picnic, and which month is it?
Oh, and no one here outside of Jerome maybe can address that, maybe.
I
Yeah.
personally think we should move it back to August. I know everyone says it's the busy month, but it's also, we have more daylight. Otherwise it gets, my opinion is it gets dark quite early in September, and
Yeah, but that way Jerome can go home.
That way all of you guys leave early and I get to bed by 9 o'clock. Yeah. No, it did turn out that, everybody was ready to leave by 8 o'clock because it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
And, we could think of not having it on a Thursday night because it interferes with the Pierce County Fair. That's the issue that we've always run into in August. And July would be the St. Croix Fair.
Mm-hmm.
But, a Saturday or a Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, our picnic area is pretty much always available, and we'd love to have you.
Okay.
Yeah, August, I know, at least if any of you have school kids, like that usually works a little better for us only because of sports, and it seems like they're always in it. So yeah, I don't know.
so back to the program. Next week, Dan Clausen's going to speak about what we should be doing with the bees for the next upcoming month and a half, 2 months. And I'm going to talk about liquefying honey. Because I know I still don't have all the answers, but I have methods that work and don't work. So, and in March, we have Kent Pagorsh talking about comb honey. He produces a fair amount of it. Different spin. I know Dale does a nice presentation, but I like learning. I learn a little bit from everyone's presentation usually, so keeping it up. In April, we have Michael Palmer talking about brood factories. He's coming via Zoom, and I got contacts out to a couple more people about mic control and on marketing, and I'm still working on the rest of it. So
Okay, that's fine, Mitch. I thought you could just share with us.
I figure I get the first 3 months done. That's a good start.
Yeah, I think for this year for sure that we're doing well, and things change in the meantime. So 3 months, that's perfect. I like that. 90 days. So, all right. I'll contact you, Mitch, on how to spell Kent's last name, because I'm guessing I wrote it down incorrectly, but
I will get a bio from him
okay, perfect.
that here.
So, yeah, so if anybody has any questions on that, otherwise, so I heard some feedback from a few people on the membership. There's already been some people doing the online forms and a few people that like emailed me a form and then I just put their information in. I know Misty, you're going to be sitting in for Charlene because she's going to be gone. And I see Charlene's on here too. So if you guys have any questions, I know we used JotForm last year. There's no issues with the number of people this time because we aren't doing PayPal. If you guys don't understand what's going on with PayPal, it's not really PayPal, it's the IRS and the reporting. Doug just told me, my husband, there was another issue with how PayPal is reporting that too, and other not Spotify, Stripe. So there's just a lot of stuff with that. If we eventually get our own tax ID number for the club, which requires some other paperwork, then we could do that, but then we have to file for, taxes, even though we don't pay taxes. I don't know how much our treasurer and financial committee wants to work on for that. Right now, I think we can just take checks and cash for this year because it's a bummer, but I don't know how else. I've talked extensively to PayPal and other places, and they're like, well, it's either somebody's social security number or you get a number for the club. And
Yep.
so
You're right. And we've utilized PayPal with some of our programs here at our church, and that's 400 member families. And
Right.
now if we had 400 member families in our club, I think it would be a bit different. It certainly is a convenience. I appreciate all the work that's been done to try to diagnose and see if there's an opportunity for us to work around it. But we're not talking large amounts of money that need to be transferred. I do have a card reader here at the church. My office manager will probably bite my head off by saying that. But if someone was in a jam and they needed to make, they wanted to make a payment, they didn't carry any cash, we could probably do something with that here.
okay.
But I'm not broadcasting that right away. But.
Well, would that cause an issue because it's all electronic transaction, any card transaction is what they're tracking.
Right.
And they're counting it as income towards whoever's tax ID number that is.
Right.
And so right now on PayPal, it's just Doug's. He put his in because you have to have one to do it. Well,
Right.
no offense, but I don't want that income on ours at the end of the year.
Well,
pay
it'd be
enough
different if
taxes.
you could keep it. If you could keep
Right.
it, that'd be different.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
but
just write it off as a donation. Boom.
Right? I don't know where it came
My
from.
social security number. I'll write it off as a
Yeah,
donation.
exactly. There you go. So yeah. So and it's if Jerome or whoever's gonna do the treasure and we wanted to expand that, but like we had what did I say, 44 people?
Yeah, well, less than 40 people used it. So it's, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And, I don't think you want to go through the tax exempt number and get a federal EI, employee identification number, and for a couple $100 that, it's just
I know. Yeah. It just doesn't.
they were
worth
taking
it.
$1 of transaction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, it wasn't free. And it caused me as treasurer a lot of time and grief
Right.
to keep
Yeah.
things straight that we paid by PayPal.
Yep.
I had to go back, and you got me the full year transaction, and then I finally could figure out where we were.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it took a lot of work because of
Yeah.
PayPal.
Yeah. It's convenient, but it's not necessity.
I
Yeah.
was thinking if our club kind of like what John said. If our club grows, maybe we look into it again. But it was like, I guess, not to Jerome, but it was. I mean, it was nice for what we needed it for the
Yep.
time that it was. So, but yeah, now that they changed, that was really annoying.
Right.
It was, it was worth a trial.
Yeah.
And John convinced me and Amanda convinced me that it would be pretty easy. You lied.
From you, yeah, exactly.
But
It was easy
but
for
I got-
us.
I got,
I was gonna
you
say,
know,
what was so hard about it though?
it was a learning experience, we'll say that.
Simplest way to do
But,
it.
for a buck a transaction, anybody can write a check.
Yeah. And it shouldn't be too hard to collect. Like I said, we've already had some people fill out their forms. And so then when we go to the meeting, I'll just print that off, Misty and Charlene. And then when they pay us, because they know they're just supposed to give us a check or send one in to Charlene, we'll check them off that they're paid. So that'll be easy. It should be, I hope it should be easier. So,
Well, 2 years ago, Peace Lutheran Church received a few payments as well. And all we did is we forwarded them, sent them on to Jerome. And
Yeah.
it's not like we're doing it for 400 people. It was one here, one there.
Right. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
perfect.
I got a check in the mail today.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just well, yeah, if you want to, you can tell me who it is and then I'll just mark them. Or I'll
Okay, well, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, so I just.
That's
thought I'd
true,
load you
yes,
up with
yeah.
everything.
You and I will
Yeah.
be together, so we'll do that. Don't worry about it.
Robert Hubbard.
Okay, cool.
Well, and they can, members can turn in their registration to any one of the officers and you can deposit it in our checking account. We don't have to bring them all together in one place.
Oh, you don't want them
um,
all, Jerome?
It's easier because I can keep track of amounts.
Right.
I can also I get a report from the bank every month
Okay.
and they can see the individual deposits. So if Charlene, for example, has 5 members sign up, she can deposit 5 checks. And she's got the names. And the bank gets the check and I find it out.
Okay.
So-
Perfect.
It's, it's not that hard.
Awesome. Yep, that sounds good.
Don't worry, you guys. I'll only charge 50 cents for every member that gets.
I like that. I like that. Yes.
I want to deposit all the checks into my account, and then I will Venmo you the money, Jerome.
I would rather that you deposit them directly into the Wisconsin Beekeepers account.
I'm
Because,
joking, Jerome. I'm
they
joking.
got, you can use the Ellsworth location, you can use the Baldwin location, you can use the Hudson, whatever,
Yep.
if they have one in
Sure.
Roberts.
She was joking.
She's
She was-
going to
She's making me
Mexico, so she's gonna be
Yeah.
gone out of the country. Oh goodness. All right. Well, I just wanted, if anybody has questions, that's what's going on with that. So I tried to answer those as much if people texted me or sent me an email to explain what was going on there so that they kind of understood. But I think it shouldn't be a major issue. And we've already, like I said, we had, I think 3 or 4 new people sign up online already as membership to with the form, and then they'll pay when they come to the meeting or whatever. So that's cool. That's good to see, I think. So, yeah, is there anything else, Charlene and or Misty, about membership that you want to let us know for February?
Not I.
Okay, cool. All right, well then we'll kind of get to the somewhat big one here. I hope you all at least got a look at the bylaws updates. Jerome, Misty, Brad, Ken, and Melanie had been working on them starting in November. There's a lot of updates. I don't even know what the ones that you've even seen. The last one I think you had started from was one from 2012. So what we'd like to do tonight is kind of get your thoughts if there's any like changes we need to do to the wordage, the verbiage. I don't know. I can't talk today. And then we'd like to present these to the members. I don't know if maybe next week might be a little too soon if you guys want to talk about them a little bit more, but definitely by March so that we can get them, because we have to give them a month. Is that correct, Jerome or Misty? Yep.
Yeah, I think the idea was to present it here and then like the next, the following. So March meeting, I think would be.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Because then it gives me time to edit the document. So thank you for doing that the other day.
yeah, no problem. That's, yeah.
Well,
So-
I'll bring up one issue, that I found. And basically, the biggest change here is going from a 4-person board of directors to a 6 or 7-person board of directors. And when I say 6 or 7 on the Constitution, it lists 6, and on the bylaws, it lists 7 because one of the positions is a co-chair.
yes.
So. you know,
Okay.
that
I
needs-
just shared my screen. Can you guys see the
Yep.
what
Yeah.
this is? Here, let me fix this for you. I guess I have little doodads
Okay.
all over.
So what you have there is the Constitution.
Yes,
Mhm.
and then the bylaws.
Yeah, let's catch that one first.
Okay.
Bylaws come next.
Yep.
And under the Constitution, in the middle there, Article 3, and
Membership.
then goes down to Article 4, Board of Directors. Elected officers of this association shall be president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, membership, and programming. So basically, we're adding 2 director positions.
So we're gonna elect the membership in the programming committee at the meeting?
Yes,
That's what I would.
yes, these
And
are
why
elected
would
positions.
we want to do that?
Well, the same way. You do it the same way you elect the other 4.
I understand that.
All right.
What is
but
the
then-
reason to elect them versus nominate them?
Rather than appointing them,
Or appoint.
rather than appointing, because basically, and I guess my concern was that I gave in to the fact that we should, I have no problem adding 2 people to the board of directors, but I didn't want 2 of those positions appointed by the president or vice president or whoever, because then the president has a majority position on the board of directors. If I'm president and I appoint my 2 friends to the membership and programming, I got 3 votes.
Hmm.
And I got
Possible.
control. Right?
Possible, yeah.
Possible, yeah.
So then that would make it so someone couldn't be the secretary in the programming committee.
That's correct,
Which we have.
which we have today. Correct.
Okay.
So, this, to me, that, and Melanie and Brad are not on right now, but to me,
Right.
that's a significant change.
Mhm.
I'm just, so that's where truthfully the the Constitution and Bylaw Committee should actually have a chair that's actually presenting this to us at this current point in time. I understand Jerome was on it because my concern is we can barely find anyone to run for vice president or secretary or treasurer when we need one. So we had 2 more positions for people to run for. And now I'm, if I wasn't the secretary and I don't want to be truly involved with the club, but I want to help them. And, so the next question is, if I read the bylaws right, the programming committee is supposed to be chaired by 2 co-chairs.
Co-chair. So that's
So
now
then you're
7
actually adding,
7 directors.
you're
So
adding,
the
you got to find 2 people that want to vote and that want to work together.
right.
Jerome, can I just ask, and I kind of came in and out of these, but what they wanted to do is kind of formalize the board of directors as like a decision-making body, correct? That was kind of the idea of why we wanted to elect them versus just appoint them. Am I stating that correctly?
Well, yeah, the concern was, and Misty, chime in when you feel comfortable. But there was some concern that the 4 elected positions that we have now should not be in control of the club. Should, 4 people, we might decide to go off and buy tickets to the Green Bay Packers or something and squander the money. Misty, was that what you?
I was like, that would be great. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but it was Melanie's position, and you might as well name names because that's where it came from.
That's okay.
Yeah.
She was, concerned that 4 people shouldn't have total control of the club funds, whoever those 4 people are.
And to Mitch's point, I agree, Mitch, we do have trouble finding people for these positions. So that was my concern, is when you expand this to a bigger group of people, then you're committing them and we may have trouble filling these positions more than what we already have, which is an issue. So to that point.
Because I can tell you, I do not want to be programming chair next year for sure.
You're
Right.
already resigning. Come on.
Well,
I will gladly help people. I have great methods of getting speakers. I mean, the only way we got Michael Palmer is I asked someone to speak about nukes, and they told me, why don't I ask Mike, and gave me all the contact information I needed.
Are
That's
you
awesome.
saving that contact info and like the name and what he talks about in a Word document at all?
I can.
Okay. Just
Good.
maybe for if anyone else becomes programming, so they're not like, how do I
Right.
contact these people?
so
We need a rule book. I mean, that's part of what happens when you have a club. You got to have it. And unfortunately, most clubs will simply use somebody else's template and fill it all in. And so I appreciate bylaw changes because it's easier to do than a constitutional change. And specifically with, the board of directors, I would recommend that be shoved over into the bylaw section so it's easier to amend. The document to me, a constitution has to be, and bylaws, needs to be a living document. I mean, it's going to we'll amend it, and we can amend it quickly, and we can facilitate it. But yeah, we want some shortfalls in there, ways to prevent us from finding ourselves in significant trouble. But there's also this aspect of it. the way we do a lot of our work is we're interacting with one another, you know, to meet at juniors and have a conversation about whatever happened to be important that day. But it wasn't just one person making a decision,
Right.
but yet
Yeah.
it's these orders. And so I think as long as we understand what we're trying to do, and then we do it to the best of our ability, that would be for me the driving force.
Well, I think, and I'm not in favor of adding the membership and programming to the board of directors. I am in favor of adding the immediate past president. So you have a 5-person board.
And can I make a comment on that one?
Sure.
The medium past president needs to be in good standing.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta go.
What do you, Mitch, what do you mean by that? Just,
That your dues
Yeah.
are paid,
what?
that the dues are paid.
Oh, are there like people who don't pay their dues who are past president?
Yes. This was an issue in the WHPA, is we had a past president that was done being a member of the WHPA. So technically he was the past president, but he was not in good standing. So we had to defer to the past president prior to him.
Okay.
So a
And-
specific
and
scenario.
That's good input. Yeah.
It protects you,
Yeah.
protects the club against,
So
you
they
know,
need,
And that way you have a 5-person board, and
Yep.
5 is an uneven number. So,
I'd be fine with that, like being in the committee. I think it was more Melanie and Jerome,
Yep.
you said you were a little concerned too. So I think it was pretty much just you and Melanie. I don't think like Ken, myself, or Brad had, we just kind of conceded. We're like, sure, that sounds fine.
no, it was Melanie and I that were disagreeing.
Yeah, that, since we're throwing names out there, so.
And it's not the first time, so that's okay.
Yeah. No, that's,
Um,
no, and I think with us, like the fact that we have a smaller club too, that seems to make more sense. And then,
I mean, otherwise, the other way that, I know the Minnesota Hobby takes care of it, they have 400+ members, so it's a lot bigger club, but they have a board, they also elect certain people to the board. You know, there is a board of directors to go with.
Again, I am with you, Mitch. And again, what's happening at that case is you have a living document. You start with a smaller club, you amend the document, you revisit the Constitution as you
Right.
find yourselves in those positions. And that to me makes more sense as let's keep it small. Let's keep it simple.
okay,
And if we grow, we can
so
change it.
maybe just
Yeah.
the membership and programming remains the same. Can we put that? I'm just taking notes on the copy that I wrote here.
Mhm.
As,
oh, and
so not
I
elected.
have it up too, so I can like kind of actively edit it.
Perfect.
Do you
That's
want me
good.
to actually throw my, do you want to unshare and I'll share my screen and?
Yeah, there you go.
Edit it.
Yeah, we'll do that. That works. Yeah, because this is the PDF and I can't edit it unless I open the other thing, so.
Oh, Misty, that's why you're signed in as, you're showing as Amanda. I'm showing as Marcella because I'm on her computer, but
Amanda gave me permission, so I think I should.
Yeah, we're both here today, so
all right.
let's work that.
All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay,
And for the rest of you, Misty has done a tremendous job on this document and the bylaws.
Yes,
I
editing.
think
There's
I wanna
lots of
just-
editing.
Publicly thank her because, you know, she has skills that, well, I certainly don't.
well, thank you. Well, Jerome, as we prove it, I can't count, so like I help where I can. Okay, so we want to change the elected officers. We want to remove membership and programming.
I think so.
Okay.
That seems like what everyone here at least is.
So
Mhm.
it shall be president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and past president.
Yep.
And the past president's actually stated down in,
Yeah, it's in section 2.
Okay,
And-
so we
and-
can, okay,
We could combine those two.
yeah.
You
Well, 'cause it says
could.
this one specifies elected
Oh,
officers.
right.
And the second,
Yeah.
section 2 specifies board of directors, so.
And,
Yeah,
but,
that
and then
would-
Mitch's point is that immediate past president in good standing.
Mm-hmm.
In good standing. Okay.
Yeah,
And I will give everyone the warning I gave everyone when I was editing this. I am not the best
Oh, that's what has to
speller,
happen.
but Google's amazing. So just bear with me as I like spell words really bad. Okay. All right. And then everyone approved of section 3 then?
no, that was the only
Section
thing
3
that-
of Article 4. Yeah,
Yep. This
Yeah.
one. Do you guys need me to like zoom in on this? I might need.
I'm okay with it, but go ahead if you want.
How do I? Okay, wait. 125. There.
Yeah, that's better. For,
Yeah.
Okay, should we maybe just like, should we just quickly like just kind of go down the list and then like maybe we can just like check approve, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, so this organization shall be known as St. Croix Valley Beekeepers Association, SCVBA. Do we all approve?
Yep,
Approve.
Cool. Article 2, objective. The objective shall be to promote and share the general interests of the pursuit of bee culture, science, and love of beekeeping throughout the community. This is a nonprofit organization. Approve?
Approve.
Great.
Yes.
yeah.
All
We'll
right,
see if
members.
we give you a thumbs up.
Perfect. Okay. Membership. Any person interested in beekeeping may become a member. Each voting member shall pay individual dues. Non-voting student membership shall be half price.
so
Yep.
what does, so our current $20 dues covers the husband and wife in a family, correct? So only one of them has a voting power?
Yes.
So if they both want to be able to vote, then they both need to pay dues.
Correct.
Right.
Because so
Yeah,
this was
that
where
makes
I'll
sense.
throw my name out there. So this is where I had a little bit of like, I wasn't happy with that previous rule,
Mhm.
where a whole household could pay $20, but then I didn't find that very fair.
Mhm.
Like personally, just because I'm a one-person household, so like,
Mhm.
I don't know, I just kind of thought it wasn't super fair that I have to pay $20, but then a couple or a family of 4 could pay 20 or just $20 for all 4 of them. Does that
Right.
make sense? You know what I mean? Like
It makes sense. It makes all the, yes.
So your family can still pay 20, but then you guys only get 1 vote.
right.
So this option's still there that you can just pay your $20 dues, but it really should be $20 per person
If you want to vote.
if you want to
Mhm.
vote.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair that I have to pay 20, but then other people only have to pay 10 apiece.
Correct.
So that was me being a little bit of a,
Gotcha.
that was
Yep.
my
You're on.
beat.
I agree with that because otherwise someone can, have their spouses come to the elections and vote.
Yeah,
Yep.
Right.
They don't
Yeah.
come to any other meetings in the year. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. So then do we all agree on membership? Cool. Mitch, I'm just assuming you agree.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So then should we go down to, since we already approved Article 4, let's go down to Article 5, election of board of directors. Board of directors shall be elected at the October meeting and shall assume office on January 3rd following their election.
Yeah.
We gave them 2 days to recover from New Year's party.
I was gonna say I
Well,
didn't see that
and-
before, but yeah, nice.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were very
well,
intentional
the
about
idea was there that we don't really have, when does it start? When does your position start? And so this clearly says on the 3rd of January, you got the reins, you got the steering wheel.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, New Year's Eve, Pastor John can go out and have a rager and celebrate his last, weekend of
except
presidents.
as past president, he's still got to come to,
That's true.
Yeah.
I know. And a hangover is all good.
All right, so Article 6 meetings, Section 1, club, a minimum of 9 meetings shall be held each year, February through November.
Okay, is that necessary? Because, we have at times not held meetings in June or July and August due to the fairs. We did this year. I would, and then what happens if there's foul weather or something? How can you say this? We would have our meetings
So that does
February
allow
through
for
November.
mis-
I don't know.
it was in
Right.
the old bylaws and we just
Oh.
left it in there.
Yeah,
I don't, with COVID and people working from home and Zoom meetings, we could, the idea is we do need to get together
Yep,
frequently.
And we
Yeah.
can always
And-
cancel in person and go virtual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
and the board of directors needs to get together at least quarterly. Again, by Zoom, like we're doing right now.
Mhm.
So that we're all on the same page.
Yeah, well, we don't have anything to talk about. We can-
Yeah, no,
Beer.
that's,
All right. Does everyone approve of the board of directors meeting at least for 4 meetings per year? Okay, perfect.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
thank
sorry.
you.
All right, Article 7, procedure for constitutional amendment. This one was hard for me, if I remember. Okay, this constitution shall be amended by introduction of the proposed amendment to the board of directors and introduced by the board of directors at a club meeting prior to the meeting at which it shall be voted upon. An
Okay,
amendment shall be carried by a vote with a 2/3 majority of dues paying members present at the meeting or actively online. That one, I feel like we need a diagram.
I don't think you can simplify it though.
Yeah, I know it's hard. It's hard. That one took us a little jiggering to
You
do.
don't want to, first off, you don't want a simple majority. You want to change a constitution, you want a supermajority.
Yeah,
And you want people, first off, the board of directors has to approve it. Secondly, you have to give the club notice and copies of it. And then third, you bring it up for a vote there and they
Yeah.
can turn it down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Yep.
good,
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
perfect. Okay, bylaws, Article 1, meetings. The regular meetings of the association shall take place February through November at a time, place, and date selected by the board of directors. So that way, if they don't want to do second Thursdays anymore, they don't have to do second Thursdays anymore.
yep,
Okay, Article 2, election of officers and board of directors. Section 1, the election shall take place at the meeting in October, a simple majority of those present in person and active online. Good,
yep,
okay. Section 2, each year the president shall elect the current shall be elected. The current vice president is automatically nominated for president, but must go through the election process. Additional candidates may be nominated. This position will have a 3-year consecutive term limit, and candidates must have been an active dues paying member for a minimum of 3 years.
So you all probably are aware, that's a pretty big change, but they really worked through that. I mean, to try to get that so that it's clear, it's not just a vice president it becomes president with no election. So I felt like that was a good one where they worked through that well, so.
I like the fact that they have to be elected.
Yeah, absolutely.
So say the president wants to go for a second term, and the vice president doesn't want to be run against them.
Then they can decline the nomination, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
We're basically making this so like, like people have, like me, like coming into the vice president role, like, I don't know if I necessarily want to be president because I don't know if I would be a good president. You know what I mean? So I like this rule a lot, so I approve.
I agree.
Clarifying for Dale here, and with the 3-year term is vice president, president emeritus.
Mm-mm.
No,
You
no,
can be
it's,
The person can be president for 3 years now?
yes.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I think that could do the club some major good, because if the president started, say the board decides we're going to pursue becoming a legal nonprofit,
Mhm.
and the president has the driving power to get it done, but it takes 2 or 3 years to get done, it gets done then. Otherwise, all of a sudden you get voted off of being president, life changes, and now we're back to square one. We're halfway through doing whatever we were doing.
Right.
And it would eliminate some of, I know of clubs in the state that have had presidents for 25 years. I don't think that's good for the club.
Right.
3 is, I think, a good number.
3 is plenty long.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
and it gets, after 3 years, you get, even if the best president in the world has been at it for 3 years, you
Yep.
get some new blood in there, some new ideas and a new focus and new energy. So that's
Yep.
kind of where we were going with that. And it used to be, you could be, if you were president, you had to skip a year and then
Yeah.
you could go back and be vice president. So you could be president every other year.
right,
Or,
Mhm.
I was
right.
gonna say, this says the position will have a 3-year consecutive term limit. Does that mean like,
yeah,
say Amanda runs for 3 years and then I come and I run for a year and then Amanda's like, oh man, I'm really jonesing for that position again. Can she come back and run for another 3 years?
I think she could.
be.
Who
she
in
could
their
be-
right mind?
She could be nominated, yes. Well,
Okay.
all right.
you know,
We would
if-
also, okay, Amanda, we would also have them clinically taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
pass this test with pictures
This
of
has,
ink.
this has never been a problem, folks.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, this was wondering, so, okay.
Yep,
And you notice that we didn't put a limit on the secretary or the treasurer, which
right.
I was willing to do under the same idea that, as the secretary, we've had secretaries for several years that have done a tremendous job.
Yep.
We've had treasurers before my time that had done it for 10 or more years and did a tremendous job. So the thinking here was there are a couple positions that you maybe want to keep people longer,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. and I
but
think
not,
Oh,
but
sorry.
not me. I'm out of it after this. So
Yeah, and our thought process too with like treasurer, like having to run that bank account, it would be so hard every year to change a person's name on the bank. Like it would
Yes.
just be such a pain in the butt. And then trying to teach people how to bookkeep. So like if you can have someone who really knows how to do it, then like just keep them in as long as they're not, going to Packer games.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm gonna move on to the next one, since it seems like we all agree.
Mhm.
Yes.
So,
One question I did have was what,
Okay,
what,
so this is section 3 of Article,
2.
what, Mitch?
I have one question. And
Sure.
I don't think any one of you guys have the answer tonight, is what % of our members are 3-year, would qualify to run for presidency?
I'm gonna just spitball and guess, maybe 25%, Mitch.
So,
Maybe higher than that, actually, though. You know, when I could look back, we have records. Charlene made the spreadsheet, was it 2017? So we have 5 years of, we could get that data for you.
I was just a curiosity because, you know, because that technically means your vice president has to be elected. They have to be at least on their 2nd year of being a member in order to be elected president the following year.
Yeah, but don't you think that's really good, Mitch, for the vice
think-
president? You know,
Mhm.
because
I
you
mean,
don't want
if
some
they
rookie
want-
coming in.
If they want to be vice president, they can be president. So,
Yeah,
I mean, there's a select few that will be stellar vice presidents their first year in the club too.
yeah,
Okay.
And if you could base it off of January 3rd the next year, then they'd be on their 2nd year. So if they came in this year, January 3rd of next year would be their 2nd year. So they'd be vice president, and then the 3rd year would be the year later. So
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay. All right, section 3, all other officers all other, do we mean officers?
Probably.
Okay, officers and board of director, oh, no, that's.
No, it's plural as positions. You're good.
Yep, all other officer and board of director positions must be active dues paying members in the year prior to the election.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so Article
Good thing you
3,
got your money out of you last
appointing
year.
of committee chairs, section 1. The committee chairs are appointed by the newly elected board of directors. Okay, section 2, appointments of non-elected committee chairs shall take place before the February meeting.
Ideally, yes.
Yeah. Do we want to put that in there?
No, but yes.
Yeah.
Just keep it in the
Yeah.
back of your mind.
Yeah.
it's a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
I mean, it's
fire
not like
us.
the club.
Well,
blows
okay,
up,
even-
unless you don't.
Even within, again, I use my example here at the church, but if we have a ballot that's not complete and we can't find anybody to run for the position, after that annual meeting, it's the responsibility of the council to fill those positions.
Mhm.
So, you know, it does fall back on the directors.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to find people to fill these spaces.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay, so Article 4, duties of elected officers and committee chairs. Section 1, the president shall preside at all meetings of the association and of the board of directors. The president shall direct the activities of the association and coordinate the work of the committees. Cool.
Mhm.
Section 2, the vice president shall perform the duties of the president during their absence, and at their request, they shall act in such capacities as may be assigned.
Awesome. You want to put a tab on that where it
Yeah.
starts with they? There.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There. Section 3, the secretary shall present at all meetings, take minutes, distribute previous minutes, and maintain copies in the club's electronic archive.
Good.
Okay, section 4, the treasurer shall receive and deposit money, pay bills, keep a record of all monetary transactions, and make a report of all income and expenses at each club meeting. The treasurer is authorized to pay bills and reimburse expenses up to $500. Expenses above $500 must have approval by the board of directors.
Awesome.
Okay, section 5, membership.
So can I just ask for knowledge clarification?
Sure.
So can the board decide? can the board decide that we authorize the treasurer to spend $1,500 on whichever fair we choose, and then we don't have to make decisions within that range? Is that how that would work?
The
I think it would
board
have
can,
to be-
yeah, our approach there was the board can do it. But it has to be a board decision. And you can decide it obviously before.
If we had, okay, 10 years down the road, again, if it's a living document, we could
Mhm.
raise that number, we could change it. When I first moved here, the treasurer couldn't write larger than a $500 check. And a few years later, my salary was more than $500 per check. And, we had to go back and rewrite the Constitution. Well, this is in the bylaws. This isn't in the Constitution. It's a fairly simple change. I think that it's got things covered for what we've historically done.
Mhm.
Right.
And it just keeps, like, when Jerome does decide to step down in like 20 years, it just keeps people from, going
Nice move
crazy
there.
with the cheese whiz.
I missed that. That went right by me, Misty.
Yeah. Okay. All right, well, section 5, membership. Membership shall keep a database of our members and collect dues in, do we need this membership twice?
No,
like-
well, I mean, I don't know.
Could you say the membership chair?
There you go.
Because, it sounds like we're stuttering.
When I get time.
All right, the membership
Yeah.
chair shall keep a database of our members and collect dues in collaboration with the treasurer. A voting members list shall be made available to the members.
Hmm.
Perfect. All right. Section 6, fair chairs. The St. Croix County and Pierce County fairs will have separate chairs responsible for planning, coordinating, and implementation. And it says, see separate document describing specific committee chair responsibilities.
Good.
Okay. Section 7, programming, responsible for coordinating of all monthly presentations and developing next season's programming. Programming will consist of 2 people acting as co-chairs. See separate document.
Same asterisk. Yep.
Audit committee, the current president and current past president and 1 additional past president to audit the books after the October meeting and before the following February meeting. 1 past president shall be appointed by the chair to have bank signature authority in addition to the treasurer.
Good
Okay.
idea.
Section 9, the committee recommendations must be presented and approved by the board of directors.
Can we go back to section 8?
Oh, sure.
The past president shall be in good standing.
Okay, we're the current president, the current past president, and additional past president.
Which one?
So the one past president shall be appointed for the chair of signing authority. It should be
Oh,
Uh,
for the one with the bank signature, you're
Yep.
saying.
yes.
for the bank signature.
Yeah.
It just clarifies it for,
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then section 9, all committee recommendations must be presented and approved by the board of directors.
Sounds good. Just a quick note, like in that see separate document, so those committees that have the asterisk by it, I will be asking you to kind of give a document so that you can hand that to the next person that's going to take over, like your procedure, Mitch, for programming, like how you find people, whatever, the fairs especially, and Jerome, because you were in the meeting about that, but
Yeah.
we would like a document created by the people who are doing those that helps us pass that information on to the next people who are going to take that over. So that's all that is.
Kind of like a job description or just
Yeah.
notes where you don't go to the Pierce County Fair your first time and know absolutely nothing about what you should order and how many workers you need and at what times and,
Right.
things like that.
So those were just such big ones that we wanted to have a separate document for that.
Yep.
That's why it's in there. So, okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
Missy. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
Okay. Oh, sorry, Amanda, my internet keeps cutting out. So sometimes I think people are done talking and it's like, it just glitches.
that's okay.
Okay, so Article 5, dues. Annual dues shall be recommended by the Board of Directors. Proposed changes shall be announced by the Board of Directors at a membership meeting to be voted on at the following membership meeting. Annual dues shall be collected in the first quarter of the new year. Timely payments of annual dues is required to access benefits of the association, such as mentoring, use of club equipment, and member access to our internet resources.
Mhm.
All right. Article 6, order of business. The meetings of the association shall be as far as, is that
Practicable.
Oh, practicable. Governed by the following order of business. Call to order, secretary report, treasury report, committee reports, unfinished business, new business, adjourning of business meeting, program refreshments. Okay, I don't think that one's changed, so that one's good. So Article 7, parliamentary authority. Robert's Rule of Order shall be the association's final authority on all questions of procedure in parliamentary law not covered by the Constitution and bylaws. Should constitutions be capital and then should bylaws be capital?
It should be.
I would think so.
Okay. Article 8, amending the bylaws. These bylaws shall be amended by introduction of the proposed amendment to the Board of Directors and introduced by the Board of Directors at a club meeting prior to the meeting at which it shall be voted upon. An amendment shall be carried by a vote with a 2/3 majority of dues paying members present at the meeting or actively online.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Okay, I want to just, it's taken us a bit of time to get through this. Our first beekeeping meeting is going to be introducing this. I would like to suggest that we probably would withhold any conversation about it till the next meeting. Because otherwise, we're gonna have people come into a new meeting and they're gonna sit down and they'll have an hour conversation
Yeah,
on something that they're
absolutely.
just getting introduced to.
Yeah, so we'll have printed copies of what
Yep.
we've discussed on there. And then, yeah, it'll just be like, you need to review this and we'll discuss this in March to be voted on then the following. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I knew this was gonna take a while just because we needed to kind of flesh it
Oh.
out and make sure that we liked it, so.
Absolutely, it was definitely needed. But I think earlier you were asking about when we would,
Oh yeah, not till March.
yeah.
Mhm.
So should we, if the board approves this, I think, Amanda, you said there's some formatting issues. I hope maybe I was able to take.
I
care
think
of-
you fixed them. I just saw that, yeah, the tab over.
The one tab was all I noticed.
Okay,
And the capital B of
Yeah.
bylaws.
Yeah.
should we maybe send this out like via email to everybody? And say, like, just give everybody it via email and then maybe just have a few copies available? 'Cause,
Well,
like,
my only concern is we're collecting membership. This is a question for all of you let's just figure this out. So we have last year's members. If we send an email, it's going to go to all last year's members who may or may not be new members in 2022.
Yeah.
Now, we're collecting memberships in February and March for the most part. So do we go through and let them review it as they're coming in as members, renewing or new, and then we vote on it in April?
It's fine by me.
Yeah, we're saying that they should be paying their dues the first quarter, so that's,
yeah.
so if you wait till April.
I think
And-
April's good to vote. And I think we send it out after the February meeting.
Yeah,
And I
And-
think this wouldn't go into effect until next year anyway. So
Mm.
technically this year, I think people in a household can still pay $20 and all have a vote. So there's
Yes.
that too.
If they want to, that's, yeah. Right
Yeah.
now, how, if you look at the membership thing, I did kind of like fill this in as like non-voting members in the household. If anyone had a question though, obviously we could just say, okay, everyone in the household could vote. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's gonna be a
This-
huge issue, but
Yeah.
I thought
I think
We
I
have
think
to
it's a
kind of
I
let it
think
pass.
I think
since
it's a
we don't have
properly addressed issue, and I think it would. I would find it hard for someone to balk on it. I think it just makes sense. Come on,
Yeah.
yeah.
voting members.
So, okay, so then so I have a timeline. We will get this to the people by next week's first meeting in February who are members. And then we'll let them, we can discuss it a little bit in March, and then we will actually vote on it in April if there are no major amendments that we need to change to it,
Yeah.
which is an option. Okay, that
Good.
gives me a
Do you want
timeline.
do you want me to send it out to the member list from last year?
I think you should.
Yes, I think we can
I mean,
definitely do that.
That's kind of a reminder, if somebody says, well, I'm not going to re-up in 2022 because, I didn't go to meetings or my bees died or whatever crazy.
Yeah.
Right, They'll
So
just
what?
ignore it.
So they get it and they look at it and they throw it away. You know,
right. They'll just ignore
It's-
it,
it's-
so that's fine.
Yeah.
Right, and I guess if people are like, oh, bylaws meeting, not going to that meeting, they can just not come. Like,
Exactly,
But there are some that would, you either love them or hate them.
yes.
yeah.
So, okay, so do we
It's a
want to,
clause.
as a board that is meeting tonight, because we don't really have anything that directed, do we need to say, we'll all vote on, this is what we want to present to the members then? It's been a long time since I've done Robert's rules, but do we need to vote, or we all thumbs up the whole thing?
I second, right?
I think you
first?
should. Yep.
I first.
I first,
I
I first
third.
and a half.
So Misty's making a motion that we accept the
That's what it is.
Constitution and bylaws.
Yes.
And is there a second to that?
I'm seconding as
Okay.
former president,
All
past
right.
president.
Perfect.
In good, John, are you in good standing?
No,
Not yet,
I got
but
20 bucks.
neither am I, so,
I know, I have to pay too.
well, yeah.
I know, I was like looking at this, it was like in good standing. I'm like, ooh, I better pay my dues quick
I
here.
know. So, all right, so I will say that
Oh.
passed, and we can present that to the membership at
Good.
the February meeting, which is next Thursday.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So
Hey,
I,
you can't
I-
ask that, Mitch.
yeah, there you go.
Amanda has to
Wait a minute.
ask.
All in favor, aye. Yo,
Aye.
thumbs up, so Charlene, you good with it?
Question really quick. Sorry,
I
Amanda.
don't think I'm a voting member.
Huh?
Oh, well, it's cool.
Right.
You're here, so technically, this isn't in effect yet, so yes, you're here, so you're at the board.
Then I'm good with it.
Cool.
Good.
Good,
I
awesome.
saw Claude bolted.
Yeah, he gave up on us.
Yeah,
Poor
he's
guy.
like, this again, this is boring. I don't want to be at this one.
Right?
No, there was an email that came through in it says the River Falls Rotary speaking opportunity.
Oh, did that come
which
today?
sounds just like homework. But they want somebody to come into the Ezekiel Lutheran Church in River Falls, either 7 a.m. or noon. And then we meet for an hour and speakers usually talk for 20 to 25 minutes, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A. So,
What date is this, Misty? it say?
there's no specific date. They're just saying we meet every Tuesday.
You want to forward that to me?
Yeah.
I will. pick
That must
up.
have come in today, huh? I haven't checked anything.
Yeah,
on
I
mine
was
today.
just looking through our emails and
Okay. All right. Well, then, since we've gotten through this, thank you guys for putting up with that. I mean, this is once we get this done, this will clean up a lot of issues, I think, hopefully in the future.
Mhm.
So, and I already discussed like what the committee chairs, I'll just be going through the ones that we have to give us a document so that we can train properly. Yeah, the meeting logistics, that pretty much outlines what I plan on doing.
Yep.
Pastor, I already talked to you about possibly having someone help us with the Zoom option
Yes.
for people that can do that. So we
I've
can work
spoken
on
to
that.
I've spoken to our tech guy.
Sam, right? Is
Yes.
that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
It's good that I remember that. Youth mentorship, Dave's not here. We did have one candidate, but she is from Minnesota, so I don't know how Dave was going to handle that. So I emailed him, and I'm sure he'll get back to me. So we'll talk about that. And then just a reminder, those of you who do the fairs, we wanted to do signups available early, like in April, and work on honey pricing March and April. So we have a plan for July and August for the fairs. And then Dan had mentioned at the last meeting, just something to keep in mind, the Fair Board at St. Croix County had wanted us to possibly do an educational class during the week. So
I know a little bit about it.
okay, go ahead, Mitch.
So up at the Polk County Fair, they do basically a live bee demonstration in a cage. So the beekeepers in a cage and do it kind of like they do at the state fair.
Okay.
So I connected him with a person that would know that's a member of the Polk County Club to discuss this with.
Okay.
So I got him moving forward on it. I talked to him a little bit.
I don't know if we have the resources to do that this year, but we're putting it out there as an opportunity. So
I've also kind of felt like, we haven't done a lot of educational work with our site. I mean, people have walked through the honey hut at the St. Croix County Fair and they say, "What are you doing here?" "What's the honey hut?" We have honey, we have ice cream, and we do this and that. But maybe, and we could start small, maybe do it just a couple times during the week, but a person to be talking about the equipment necessary, things that people could do with beeswax if they had that available, or where do people get beeswax? I don't know. It could be wide open, but I mean, I had a ball at the Pierce County Fair, just talking to people as they came by and trying to entertain them a little bit. And at the St. Croix County Fair, the little bit that I was able to do there, it was actually an individual that was happened to have been at Willow River the day before, had seen a flyer that the St. Croix County Fair was going on. So here's this guy from Chicago, just drove up to St. Croix County Fair. While he's there, I think he bought like 10 sundaes, because he bought one to share with his wife and his 3 kids. And then he came back in and said, "I got to have another one." And then he's buying 3 and 4 at a time. Just kept coming in until even the last time as he was leaving, he had one more. But what is it that we do there? We just sell ice cream and sunflower seeds, or could we do a little bit more experiential education? And I used to be an experiential teacher, so that's why that clicks for me. But
and this year, now I was only there the first day of the Pierce or St. Croix County Fair. Was there an observation hive that came there? I know the one year. It did. That helps a little, but yeah, we could do more. We could definitely.
I think it would be kind of cool, and even if we got like outside the door a little bit. I mean, we do good sales. We make good money, but are we in the business, or is part of our club membership or organization to try to increase knowledge of beekeeping? And here we have this great opportunity, but
I'll chime in at this point and say I do a lot of outreach and educational talks, and we really need to be doing that, especially at the St. Croix Fair, where you've got the seating right next to the honey hut,
Mhm.
and we have presentations going on, and 4-H is all about presentations and talks and education. So,
Right.
we should have someone there at least every day or twice a day doing a bee demonstration.
Mhm.
And it's a little hard to do it at Pierce County, although that's what Pierce County is all about. Pierce County is all about, we're not selling ice cream, we're
Right.
selling beekeeping
Right.
and education for beekeeping. And yeah, we still have some honey there that we sell. But it's more talking about beekeeping and the thrill of beekeeping and the importance of it, where we're talking about every third bite of food that you eat
Right.
is dependent on the bees, and all of the things that we know and enjoy are needed. So, yeah, we need to be doing a much better job on education.
Yeah.
And I
That-
think some hands-on stuff would be helpful too. But anyway,
Yeah, well,
going on,
that's-
I just wanted to throw that out there. I
Yep.
would like, and we may have to start small. Maybe we only get it done 3 days at the St. Croix County Fair with one presentation, but people will talk about it and I think it'll encourage.
Right.
Right. We can.
And
So we got to
it'll
start
help the
somewhere.
business.
Right. And
Yeah.
we'll start somewhere.
It'll help
so-
the business. If you're doing a demonstration in that stage area right next to the honey hut.
It is right out
You
the
know.
door. Yeah.
I
mean, like, right there, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. No. So fair people will, and I'll keep bringing that up so that they can think about those things. That's something that could go in that document, a presentation that would be helpful if someone had a good presentation and they can train somebody and hand it to them so that not one person is stuck with that. That would be great. So I don't want to keep you guys any much longer. Is there any new business that we need to discuss before next week's meeting? Because it is next week already. And
Yeah, Dale,
I got a call today from Cedar Crest Ice Cream. And they still have my name down there as the point person that they contact. And they would like to have the person that's been ordering their ice cream now call them and give them their contact information so they can upgrade their books.
okay, that's Charlene, right? Charlene, you've been doing that.
I think it's Charlene.
Yes, Charlene has done it the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
She's not-
And I've called
I
him, but yes, I'll
I
call
don't
tomorrow.
think I heard her volunteer for the 3rd year, but maybe
30th year you volunteered?
Third year.
All right,
I don't
Charlene,
know.
if you can call them
If I
and
do
just,
it next year, I'll have to step
update
down.
their book, they'd appreciate it.
Okay, I'll do
Yeah.
it tomorrow.
Okay, good enough.
All right. So if we don't have any more new business,
I do have
Go ahead,
something
Mitch.
to just give you guys a heads up.
Yep.
I'm gonna, at the February meeting, I'm gonna bring up the idea of donating some of our excess money. And I have some ideas where we could donate it to. So I haven't completely put them all down on paper, so I will do that for the next meeting. So there'll be
Okay.
new business at the next meeting,
new
That's
business
next-
at the, okay.
at
I
the
guess the
February meeting.
question I'd
Should we
have,
do it
Mitchell, is can
first?
you do it and send it out to this group beforehand so we have a chance to look at it and go over it? It's
Yeah.
easier if you've got the executive committee looking at it.
Yep,
to
I
sell
can
it
do
to the
that.
members. None of us want to go into a meeting like that blindside.
That's
So-
why I'm bringing it up. I got a couple
Yeah.
ideas.
Thank you.
They're,
Yes, great.
with
And all of
Amy
you
up.
got the treasurer's report
Mhm.
by email?
Yes. Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Should
So
we have Mitch
we
send us
did
that-
well.
Should we have Mitch send us that information, but not talk about it at the members? Should we have a meeting to discuss that first before we bring it on to the members? Because that
I think-
only gives us depending on when Mitch gets it out, like a couple days to approve as a board and review it.
I mean, I'm bringing it up more for conversation point. We don't have to do it right away in February. We can talk about it see if any other members have ideas, because there are several organizations that you can donate money to, and where is the best. And, I'm open to more places than what we currently have. It's just, there's some very good things going on right now that are going to help all the beekeepers in general. So,
Okay, yeah, just send us a heads up on that, and then if we
Will
have
do.
any questions, we'll talk to you before the meeting, and then, yeah, go from there. I think that would be good, so. All right,
I'll send an email because I don't want to keep everybody else longer. I'll send an email.
okay, sounds good. All right. Well, if we have a motion to close the meeting or conclude the meeting.
I motion to not meet right now.
Be done. And a second on that.
I second.
All right. All right. We will, again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We talked about a lot of stuff. I appreciate your hard work on this. And yeah, we'll see you guys next Thursday night at the church. So, and I'll probably be in contact with you, John, about just the details so that I feel prepared, and yeah, and Misty, well, I will talk to you.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna come in, we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna celebrate the fact that we got people here and we want to talk about bees.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was excited to
and
see
roll.
that we already have some, like I said, I think there's 5 new people that already signed up online, so that's cool. I love it. All right, we will see you guys later. Have a great night.
Good night.
Peace.
Okay,
Right.
bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Hey, Charlene, what time are we meeting tomorrow? She and I are having lunch, so before she leaves town.